For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
St. Lucia, somebody says, has enormous potential. Welcome to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show, and that's NewsSpin, of course, on Power 97.9 FM. The broadcast is also on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. My name is Timothy Poleon. The broadcast goes up until 2 o'clock this afternoon with your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. And Amanda is here to go through some of your comments in the chat room. We hope you're having yourself an enjoyable Thursday, irrespective of wherever you are, maybe in St. Lucia, in the Caribbean, other parts of the world. We hope that our exchanges here this afternoon will be meaningful, respectful, and also educational. So, St. Lucia has enormous potential. And when you're told that you have potential, it means that you're showing some promise. But don't you believe we have long gone the stage where we should be exhibiting signs of brilliance as opposed to being the real deal, delivering on those things that will be impactful, that will make a difference in the lives of the people of this country, particularly when it comes to a range of issues that we have been grappling with or attempting to grapple with over several decades. Let's take the poor roads, dilapidated state of the island's roads. And I do not envy any infrastructure minister, particularly if you're exhibiting signs of professionalism, if you're taking the concerns of road users seriously, if you know what you're about. Because let us go back a few years. Before infrastructure, the nomenclature was communications, Ministry of Communications and Works. And those ministers were pilloried. Those ministers came under immense scrutiny. They were criticized vehemently, and rightly so. But what we cannot take from a lot of those communications and works ministers of the past is that they tried. They did the utmost against the odds to ensure that our roads, most of our roads, were in a motorable state. But of late, particularly over the last 3.5 years, it has been a disaster. And can we say that, as far as the Ministry of Infrastructure is concerned, it is displaying potential? That's what it should be displaying right now. Let's look at another menace. The lack of potable water in so many parts of St. Lucia, particularly when we are in the wet season. It is raining. The place is teeming with water. You have deluge, you have floods. We have no water in our pipes. And even when Wasco says, on the 27th, there'll be a shutdown in the north of the island, long before that, the 15th, the 10th, etc. of that same month, there's a shutdown. Does that really make sense? As far as Wasco's operations are concerned, we have potential. The crime problem, totally right now, out of control. As far as our inability to arrest that scourge, we're exhibiting potential. That's what I'm talking about. Just recently, the Ministry of Commerce opened a southern office. There was this funfair because there is this location where businessmen and businesswomen in the south of the island can congregate and can receive various forms of services, can be provided with guidance, etc. And among the speakers was the MP for VA4 South and former Prime Minister Dr. Kenny Anthony. He's the one who made the statement, or the observation, if you will, that St. Lucia has enormous potential.
This country has enormous potential. We complain bitterly. We don't understand what we have. But we have enormous potential if we know what it is that we have to champion. Yes, you'll get frustrations. I tell you, there are mountains of frustrations. I wish I could confess to you all my frustrations. I go to Parliament and I have frustrations. I tackle the services of the departments of government, I have frustrations. I have frustrations with NIC. I have frustrations with the Inland Revenue Department. I have frustrations with the Land Registry. I have frustrations with the Traffic Department, all of them. But you know what? You know what? It's finding the determination to deal with these frustrations and tackling them, and we have the ability to do so. And if we can learn to handle the frustrations and put them aside, then we can achieve so much more.
We have exhibited very little determination as far as tackling the problems that are affecting us in this country. So it is an insult to say after all those years that we are exhibiting signs of potential. If you have been at something for a very long time, for an eternity, and up to now people saying you have potential, And you'll see this as some kind of praise. It's laudatory. You should be celebrating the fact that you're exhibiting signs of potential. That is another excuse for us to maintain the status quo. Because that's what politicians do. Whenever they are in office, they tell you, we have so much to celebrate. Don't see the glass as half empty. See it as half full. And one politician likes to say, we hate ourselves. We must not hate ourselves. And he walks into a room, he is about to address the room, he says, why you look so sad? Don't look so sad. When they are in opposition, according to them, there's nothing to celebrate. Absolutely nothing to celebrate. And we ought not to look to politicians to be objective, because in the main, they will not be objective. They're transactional. They act with a great degree of expediency. They are also predictable as well. When to this day, this administration continuously makes reference to economic growth, as if you, the people of this country, you don't understand what economic growth is or what GDP is. And how a lot of that growth, you seldom experience it as an individual in our country. This is not reflected in what you earn. The growth that we normally experience in this country from time to time, it basically benefits a few individuals, And we could call a few names, but on NewsSpin, there's certain things we just don't do, especially if we don't have the evidence. But if it's one thing we have, it's common sense. And we are realistic. A few people are recording the growth that this government is talking about. But it will never focus on issues where there's a chink in its armory. And that would include those things that are directly impacting the people of this country. Crime. En passant, your Prime Minister, my Prime Minister, our National Security Minister, Philip J. Pierre, will tell you, yes, crime is an issue, and it affects every other country in the Caribbean. We are trying to deal with it. We're giving the police officers cars. We're about to give them bulletproof vests, etc. But he harps, he stresses, he focuses on economic growth. Economic growth. That is the panacea to all our problems in this country. The police are reporting that the missing M16, the one that disappeared from the armory of the Grosile police station on the 15th of this month, has been recovered. And a veteran police officer, one Sergeant Ricardo Schalmine, was arrested and charged for the offense of stealing. So we have an update from Superintendent Luke De Freitas of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force.
The Royal St. Lucia Police Force wishes to update the public on the ongoing investigation into the theft of a firearm from the Grosile Police Station armory. We can confirm that the stolen weapon has been successfully recovered as part of an intensive investigation conducted by one of our specialized units. The firearm was reported missing on Saturday, 15th February 2025, leading to a comprehensive inquiry. As a result of these investigations, a senior law enforcement officer has been charged in connection with the incident and is currently before the courts. As such, the details of the recovery cannot be made public. This recovery marks a significant step towards ensuring accountability and maintaining public trust in our organization. The Royal St. Lucia Police Force reiterates its commitment to upholding the highest standards of integrity and professionalism, and we continue to work diligently to prevent and address any breaches within our ranks. We thank the public for their cooperation and urges anyone with additional information related to this matter to come forward.
Superintendent Luke DeFreitas reporting once again that the M16, which disappeared from the armory of the Groseley police station, has been recovered. Under what circumstances? Where was it found? What led to the discovery? He says he cannot make that kind of information public. So stay tuned. We have the lines right now at 452 to take your calls, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, 716-2026. We already have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello.
Good afternoon to you, Mr.
Yes. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Team, we have a major problem in this island, team.
What device are you using? What device are you using to listen to this broadcast? Because I could have feedback, an echo.
How is it now?
Address that for me, please, sir, and then you can continue with your contribution. Go ahead.
How is it now?
It's all better.
All right. Team, is the government thinking backward or the police force thinking backward? Team, we have a crime problem on island, team. A crime problem, bro. Look, a little youth just lose his life yesterday there at White Rock or wherever it is. Team, check the brutality of the murder in Dennery, team. Watch how things happen in team. And you're telling me our government trained 76 or 80 students, new police recruits, team, and you're actually making them police recruits attack law-abiding citizens, team, which is traffic drivers, vehicle drivers, and you have them on the road persecuting people, drivers, team. And the crime, you cannot control it. You're not sending none of them fellas in a ghetto. Go on cool out on the block. You know, two of y'all cool out on the block for me for today. That's your job. You have them fellas persecuting drivers. That is law-abiding citizens, bro. Team, I just got a ticket. The man didn't see nothing to do. He gave me one for a seatbelt and one for a report that I couldn't supply him. The report is I'm driving a taxi van. You cannot drive a taxi van, team, and that not intact. First time I noticed a police stop a taxi van, and it has endless stories in it. The people was freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
Them little boys taking it on another level, team. Them boys who have no experience in traffic, no experience in what they're doing. Team, but the government not interested in the crime not going on. Instead of trying to persecute and trouble law-abiding citizens, which is drivers on the road, team, giving them ticket black and white, and they just tearing it up and throwing it because it's not making no sense, team.
And they are not. They're not accompanied by senior police
no
officers.
Adults, no senior team,
seasoned police officers. No.
Nope. It's just them alone. Them alone. Isn't the crime more important than traffic, Tim?
Well,
wouldn't you not take the crime serious?
They are all important, caller.
They all are important.
Mm-hmm.
But wouldn't you not attack the crime more seriously than that traffic? You're just attacking traffic drivers for no reason. You just park there for a second to run and collect a thing at West Tech, a ticket on your vehicle already. You try to plead to the man don't want to hear because he wants to go up. He wants a stripe. Tim, that's not making no sense. Our country is going in reverse or what? Look, a little boy just died there last night. You wouldn't rather them police walking the streets and looking for a bad man and looking for a gunman instead of they just troubling traffic drivers, law-abiding citizen, bro. If the man vehicle on the road, which means it is intact. He doing taxi, it's intact. We need to rally behind that government, bro. Because that government is doing things in reverse.
Okay,
Tim, have a good one.
You too, sir. Thank you so much for your contribution. 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. On the landline, Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Yeah, Timothy, I want to echo what that first caller just said there, Timothy. Because some Saturdays ago, I had a similar situation. Timothy, you know around the Groseley bus stand, around the Trinity Church Road there, you know on a Saturday how it is.
Yeah.
My goods was already purchased from Dilly's Wholesale, right? So all what I did when I got the call to come for the goods just to come and collect them. Timothy, there is nowhere to park there, but the only place to park there is before the pedestrian crossing there. Yes, there the double yellow line, which everybody is aware of, right? But the only other place you would have to park there to just to run to collect the goods that is taking less than 5 minutes, Timothy, is in the corner on the double yellow line, because there are other vehicles parked there. Tim, I just rushed in to collect the goods. By the time I come back, there were about 4 police officers standing there. All what the young lady had written on the ticket already was just the date. I say, officer, look the goods, look the receipt and everything. I just from and collect some goods inside of there. Oh, no, I'm not supposed. I say, yes, I know I'm not supposed to park there, but it's a Saturday. Look at how the traffic is there and whatnot. So I had no choice but to stop there to go and do that. Oh, she said, anyway, I have my work to do. I said, okay, go ahead, give me your license. I know which is lawfully to give a police your license. Give her the license, don't even know what she's doing. She kept the license for about 5 minutes writing. Then give me back the license. I said, but you just had my license. Just on the other side, Timothy, that's the Groseley bus stand. There were 2 vehicles parked there. I have the photos up to now because I'm going to contest, because a lot of people don't know that these tickets have a date for court where you could go to contest it, right? Timothy, there were 2 vehicles parked there. I said, but officer, look at that. These are worse than why I parked there around the corner. The first one that parked there apparently was one of the officer's friend. When the guy came, all he do, he jammed him. And the one that behind me for Noah, he charged the guy with the thing, and the one that was parked worse than the Noah, he let the guy go. That's to show you how these fellas are getting on, Timothy. You're sitting in your vehicle. The guy still want to write you a ticket. I feel that new batch of police recruits is just like somebody buy a bus and they put it on a route and they tell the person go and run the bus to make money for you and to make money for myself. That's just how I'm seeing it, Timothy. I mean, these young people, and they have no experienced officers with them, Timothy. Before the simplicity is just write a ticket. I'm not giving drivers the right to just park indiscriminate anywhere, Timothy. You understand? But at the same time, you're supposed to use your discretion, Timothy. Timothy, you have a sick child on board. You just run inside of a drugstore to buy a medication. By the time you come out, a ticket is underneath your wiper. I mean, I don't know. This fellas is just, there's no warning if there's new recruits. All these new recruits believe in is just a charge. Timothy, one more thing I want to highlight there in your program. Because Timothy, for too many years, too many people are complaining about this thing. Some time ago, they had a news thing where the Ministry of Planning said that they're going to reinforce the building codes, which I welcome. But the other thing I want them to do, I don't know if it's the Bureau of Standards or whoever it is, these local block makers, Timothy, I'm not attacking them when they're making $1. These guys need to beef up and put more cement in the block they are doing, Timothy. Timothy, there are some of these people you're buying concrete blocks from. If you buy 100, you could barely use 75. You understand? Then you could barely use 75. I mean, this time somebody see into this. I'm not putting local block makers down, but I mean, you all need to beef up. You all need to beef up because people cannot be going to the big companies and buying block they could use properly. And when they're trying to support you all, you know, you all do that kind of substandard blocks. There are places where I could call names, you know, but I just will not call names. I mean, it's time these people beef up. Or whoever it is that responsible, because you're going to take a loan, Timothy, to build a house, a 20-year mortgage, Timothy. And by 1 year, 2 years, your house cracking like hell. The block's just not good. They're just not good. So I'm calling on whoever that's in charge of Ministry of Infrastructure or Bureau of Standard or whatever it is. I mean, it's time they make a survey to go around and check on them local block dealers. I'm not trying to put them down like I'm telling you that, but they need to beef up their standard and give people quality for their money. Good afternoon.
Thank you so much, and good afternoon to you, sir. WhatsApp message reads, I believe the traffic department is doing their job, but the CID department needs to catch up and work as hard as the traffic officers. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Somebody says the same people who are complaining about tickets complain about traffic. The police need to start somewhere. And another WhatsApp message. The other worst aspect of the roads is that suddenly the roads are not marked. All markings have faded away and no attention is paid to them. Some citizens drive in the middle of the road. You know how many accidents I missed by Slasper? Shock from the roundabout heading north is another disaster waiting to happen. Somebody says there, first call, I hope you have watched that movie, Law Abiding Citizen. because it was he who was committing all the offenses and crimes throughout the movie. What's happening in the chat room? Good afternoon to you, Amanda.
Good afternoon, team. Good afternoon, NewsSpinners. Someone says, team, this entire SLP government is a disaster of pandemic proportions. Another comment, to listen to a man who had the opportunity to change those opportunities into reality for St. Lucians. What did he do with it? 649. Another comment, we no longer want to have potential. We want our potential to be materialized and not turn into frustration. Another comment reads, did they inform the public of the missing M16 when it occurred? Someone says, if y'all can't give us information where it was discovered, well, release the police officer, please. Someone says, team, we the listeners do not want to miss anything on this show, hence the reason all our devices are on. Someone says here, crime fighting is going on the high seas with speedos and water skis. A commentator reads, yes, traffic laws are important, but it honestly feels like harassment at this point. Yes, if you break the law, you should face the consequences, but it seems like an intentional ploy to take as much money out of citizens' pockets as they can. Utterly ridiculous. Someone says here, these recruits seem to be good at their jobs. Another comment in the chat room, but why would she ask for your ID for a parking violation? Someone says here, we don't have traffic officers, we have ticket officers. Another comment reads, the government knows what they are doing, they do not care about crime.
We have a call on the landline. Good afternoon, NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello, good afternoon. Hello?
I just have a little concern with two of your callers as it relates to traffic and crime. It is an offense to park in certain places, and we have to lay the axe at the root of the tree. It is wrong. It is wrong. It doesn't matter. So if all of us decide I have to do wrong quickly, let me just park there to do my stuff quickly. What happens? What happens? We just mess up the whole thing. So I'm saying, if it is an offense to control your vehicle in a certain way, let us lay the axe at the root of the tree. And I agree that a lot more should be done to curb the crime problem. But if we allow, we decide we're going to deal with that crime and forget about the vehicles, you'll be surprised to see how much can be done or how much is being done on our nation's roads. And I think our roads need to be policed. People are calling for it. Our roads need to be policed and policed effectively. Have a good afternoon.
You too, sir. Thank you so much. Let's turn our attention again to the chat room. Let's find out what is happening there, Amanda.
Somebody says, caller, the treasury is empty. Philip Pierre must overtax the people. Another comment, if you drivers abide by the law, no one will be getting tickets. Presently, many groups have been formed to monitor every move of the police instead of monitoring the criminals and criminal activities. Another comment reads, Lucians are so used to lawlessness that requesting that they do the right thing is considered harassment. What a thing. Another comment, St. Lucia is in reverse. PJP has indeed transformed St. Lucia. PJP has taken St. Lucia from a developing state to third world. Another commentary reads, our for infrastructure every day is a complaint about you. Shake my head. Another commentary reads, the traffic officers need to start random checks for driver's licenses, vehicle roads suitability and proper driving, especially at those random corners where Lucians like to overtake. The commentary reads, we have the worst PM ever, the worst speaker ever, the worst roads ever, the worst healthcare ever, the worst crime rate ever, the worst cabinet of ministers ever. How much worse can it get?
What's the message? One of your callers is focusing on recruits giving tickets willy-nilly. However, we need to examine the instructions given to these recruits and what policies instructed by the government, because what it seems is that the government has prioritized giving tickets and gaining revenue rather than crime fighting. A traffic offense is not a crime. It is only a ticketable offense. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026 on the landline. Good afternoon. You are on the air. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, team.
Mr. Guy Joseph, good afternoon to you, sir.
Yes, team. Two quick areas I want to highlight. And I see a lot of focus about the law and enforcement. when in the highest office in the land, the parliament, you see this kind of blatant abuse of power by an individual who thinks that he is above everybody, and all of a sudden, because the Labour Party has made him Speaker of the House, he is such a powerful man in St. Lucia. And we see the abuse of power by or authority given to an individual who's supposed to show a level of fairness to the elected members of the parliament. Just think of it for a moment, team. They have put the leader of the opposition on the house arrest in the house by preventing him from leaving the parliament. They have threatened to throw him out of the house. They have threatened to cut his salary. They have met and illegally suspended him. And you talking, and I don't know why St. Lucians are not paying attention to what is happening. And this is not happening because it is Alan Chasney. This is happening because that is how the Philip J. Pierre administration operates. Tim, when we were in opposition, you remember I had a fallout with the then Speaker, Peter Foster?
Yes.
Because he refused to allow me to develop a point in the parliament where I wanted to highlight what had happened with the contract in Labrie. And he insists that he didn't even allow me to say what I was saying. Then I had a fallout with Andy Daniel, who was the speaker on the UWP side. And he gave me an option to leave or to withdraw the statement. And because I was not on my feet making a contribution, I chose to leave instead. I respected the authority of the speaker, but the speaker was not right in his judgment call. And he thinks all a speaker is supposed to do is administer the rules of the standing orders. And a simple rule of the standing orders, team, is that if you use patois in the parliament, it is supposed you are supposed to give the English translation for it, or you are supposed to use it just to highlight a point, but it must be properly documented. These are the rules. When a member is making a contribution, he must be heard in silence. Tim, I spent 15 years in the House. I never got any speaker to enforce that on my behalf, where I could listen to what was going on, or I could make my presentation in silence. So what we are seeing from Claudius Francis today is a blatant abuse of the privilege of being Speaker in the House, and he is facilitated by all the ministers or the MPs on the government side, because he is trying to stop the leader of the opposition from responding to things that have been said by other parliamentarians, and he's telling, but that's not part of the debate. How is that not part of the debate, and you allow the members on your side? And the speaker should not have sides. But as you and Rick put it very well yesterday, I don't think anybody could have put it better than the way Rick put it in terms of Claudius's behavior in the House. But I want to jump to what Kenny said briefly. And law abiding is very important thing. And I know some of your callers are saying that they are being harassed by the police recruits something. But whether you break traffic rules or you break other rules, I think the police can charge you. I feel the same thing one of the callers said has happened to me, where police came to charge me, and there were other vehicles, and they didn't charge the other vehicles. These are things that happen because it's human nature, and you have biasness by individuals, which should not be. But the comment you played by Kenny, when did Kenny make that statement, Tim?
Just a few days ago. This week, as a matter of fact. Over in V4.
Parliament?
No, in V4.
Now, you know Dr. Anthony is right about the statement that he made there, but that's not an excuse, Tim. That should not be an excuse to get things done. And these same Labour Party people, including Kenny Anthony, I came under vicious attacks by the St. Lucia Labour Party for getting things done in government. And you can go and check my track record in government, Tim. Anybody who wanted something done and they came to Guy Joseph, I would find a way to make it happen. Not illegally. And I challenge them to bring anything illegal that they may claim. So I will give you an example, Tim. We came into government in 2016. The World Bank had given a loan to St. Lucia for DVRP, that's the Disaster Vulnerability Reduction Project. About $80 million was available for the project. Is that US or EC? Maybe it might be EC. I don't want to I'm subject to correction on this because I like to give accurate information. When I came into government, after 5 years of labor, because that money was negotiated during the Stevenson King administration after Hurricane Thomas, less than $20 million of the money was used. And St. Lucia could not access any more money. You could not ask us other loans because there you had money approved for the country and unable to be utilized. And I said, but I don't understand that. And I gave a commitment that I would get every project that was to be done. I would get all the money committed to projects. And we're talking about World Bank projects, procurement rules. You cannot bypass the World Bank requirements. Tim, before I left office in 2021, even in the midst of COVID, we had utilized all of the resources that was available from the World Bank. The Labour Party coming into office, you know what they said? There must have been something illegal that happened there. How were they able to use all the money? So they went and reported to the World Bank. And the World Bank came out and carried an investigation in St. Lucia. It is over 6 months the report has been given. Why hasn't this report been released? You know why it has not been released? Because the World Bank did not find anything that was illegal, anything that did not follow the proper procurement guidelines. You know how far and how dirty this Labour Party is, Tim? They went and investigated a local consultant who did not get the job. He tendered on the job. He did not get the job. But the Labour Party, because they label him and brand him UWP, and they said he was working too close with Guy Joseph, even if he did not get the project, they carried out an investigation on him. That is the nature. So I find it, while I told you what Kenny Anthony said is true, there's lots of frustrations in government, and we can never really get to our full potential given our present structure of governance in St. Lucia and the public service. But the fact of the matter is, when somebody gets the work done, the Labour Party comes and castigates you, so they cannot find fault with the work you do, so they go after you personally. That is why I say the Labour Party is the biggest detriment and impediment to the development of St. Lucia. And whether it is Kenny Anthony, Philip J. Pierre, or any other leader of the Labour Party, the result will be the same, because all they care about, Tim, is politics. And the former Prime Minister, Honorable Alan Shasney, is best placed to be able to help St. Lucia develop to its full potential. You know what most people say about Alan, Tim? Is that, oh, he's too advanced for St. Lucia. His ideas are too far ahead. So they said he wants to make St. Lucia into a little Miami. We don't want this. Can you believe this, Tim? And then the same Kenny Anthony will come around and say, well, I have frustrations and I have this. The same Kenny Anthony spent 10 years as Prime Minister to open a branch of the Ministry of Transport in Viewfort. It had to take a UWP administration under my stewardship as Minister of Communications, Works and Transport. That is why people in Viewfort today can do a transaction. And Tim, we were taking it to the next level. We were introducing the online, where you could pay your license online, you could pay your vehicle license on, you could do change of ownership, you could do all the works. Ask them what has happened to this project. I challenge you, Tim, to tell the Ministry of Transport today to come and give an update. Because you know what was happening, Tim? You know how I ended up with that project? Because no other ministry wanted to digitize and go with the modern way of doing things. The Ministry of Finance was complaining if people pay by credit card, the 3% tax that is on it, the Ministry of Finance is going to lose money as a result. Can you believe how ridiculous some of the people we have to deal with in government is? And that is why I'm not surprised that infrastructure cannot deliver any project. Health is in chaos. Agriculture has died completely. Tim, you tell me, and your callers, I challenge any caller, tell me which ministry that is working well under this government. Which one gives us a ray of hope to say, boy, well, when I look at the ministries, are you aware, Tim, the bank, you remember the dispute between the First National Bank and the workers were on strike?
Yeah.
Do you know who's one of the consultants that is employed to work with the bank and negotiating with the minister? The husband of the minister.
So you're saying there's a conflict of interest there?
So you think the workers at First National Bank is going to get fair treatment? When the husband of the Minister of Labor, who's supposed to intervene in disputes, is the consultant working on behalf of the management of the bank. Tim, everything is upside down in this country, and nobody is out there looking after the interest and the well-being. And that is why some of your callers are expressing the level of frustration that they're expressing. Tim, my matter, the NBC took me to court. They appeal. When I took Miguel and NBC to court, they took it to the CCJ. I won my case. It's a year I won my case. I can't get a date for settlement of anything. I can't get a date for the case to be heard. Nothing. And think of me as a former minister of government. So you think the average man in St. Lucia can get justice from the present system that we have in place? Tim, there is a
But this is the system we've had to cope with over several decades now, not only during this administration. When you're talking about the dispensation of justice, Mr. Joseph, it's not anything unique.
I agree cases delay, but cases not being called. When it went to, they did it to the OECS Court of Appeal, I won. They took it back to the CCJ. I still won the case. And all they have to give me is give me a date for court. And I can't get a date. not even for a preliminary hearing, not even to say, okay, I'm going to send this to mediation. Nothing. Nobody is communicating. Nobody is saying anything. I remember when we had challenged the results of the election, a former Attorney General said that case will be heard after the next election. And so said, so done. Tim, the point I am making is that when the people of the country lose confidence in every department, whether it be health, whether it be social transformation, whether it be communication infrastructure, whether it be tourism, the system, there's a total breakdown of governance in this country, and the Labour Party is clueless about what to do to bring a semblance of order to this country. And I think, St. Lucians, before we think of allowing frustration to get the better of us, we need to pull up our socks. We need to begin to demand better from the government. And I don't need it to be a political protest. But I believe St. Lucians should take it into their own hands, because when UWP calls for a protest, they tell you it's Flabo trying to fight the government. St. Lucians who are frustrated needs to get out there and make their voices heard. NewsSpin is not enough to express our frustrations. There must be other avenues that we can use. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much for calling, former Government Minister Mr. Guy Joseph. A reminder again, St. Lucia has enormous potential. Observation made this week, and that is at the opening of a Ministry of Commerce office in the south of the island.
This country has enormous potential. We complain bitterly. We don't understand what we have. But we have enormous potential if we know what it is that we have to champion. Yes, you'll get frustrations. I tell you, there are mountains of frustrations. I wish I could confess to you all my frustrations. I go to Parliament and I have frustrations. I tackle the services of the departments of government, I have frustrations. I have frustrations with NIC. I have frustrations with the Inland Revenue Department. I have frustrations with the Land Registry. I have frustrations with the Traffic Department, all of them. But you know what? You know what? It's finding the determination to deal with these frustrations and tackling them, and we have the ability to do so. And if we can learn to handle the frustrations and put them aside, then we can achieve so much more.
Former St. Lucia Prime Minister Dr. Kenny Anthony. This is the world's most monitored talk show. It is called NewsSpin. Lucia wishes to advise customers and the public of the early closure of its customer service offices, and that is today, Thursday 27th. It has been closed from 1 o'clock this afternoon. This closure is necessary to facilitate staff participation in a work activity. Customers who wish to make payments during the closure period are kindly advised to access the My Account service at myaccount.lucelec.com, SurePay's online and walk-in service options, or the financial institutions that offer this service. For account balances, customers may dial the automated account inquiry service line at 457-4433. That's 457-4433. Customers can access other public services by using the virtual service desk at lucelec.com. That's www.lucelec.com. And normal business will resume at all offices on Friday, February the 28th, 2025 from 8 o'clock in the morning. The management of Lucelec regrets an inconvenience that this early closure may cause. Still to come, more of your calls, your WhatsApp messages, the discussions, and of course, your comments in the chat room.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Lucia is transforming how you move. With our new electric vehicle charging stations, getting a quick and reliable charge is easier than ever. From Rodney Bay to Dennery, Vieux-Fort and Soufriere, we've got you covered. Our cutting-edge network offers both fast and standard charging options. Convenient, efficient, and always ready when you are. Just download the Flash Charge app from Google Play or the Apple App Store, and with a few simple taps, you can set up an account and link it to a credit card. Find a station or scan the QR code to start charging in seconds. Lucia is powering your journey and driving us toward a cleaner, greener future. Charge ahead with Lucilex EV stations. Lucia electric vehicle chargers, powering progress, energizing the future.
Taco Thursdays at Senior Snapper from Thursday, 13th February 2025 and every Thursday.
St. Lucia, your Thursdays just got a whole lot better. After work, there's only one place to be. Taco Thursdays at Senor Snapper Seafood Grill and Margarita Bar.
In Cruzley Town, that is Marie-Therese Street.
Live DJ, fresh tacos, and island vibes. What more do you need? Tacos for just $10 plus 2-for-1 margaritas and mojitos to keep the good times flowing.
Thursdays is Taco Thursdays at Senor Snapper.
And you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay. Flow is keeping you connected.
Are you tired of going from doctor to doctor, spending time and money, yet still not getting the answers you need? Now, at La Clinique du Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence, we bring you the latest in medical technology, our state-of-the-art radiation-free full-body MRI. With unmatched accuracy, we can detect illnesses early, giving you the answers you deserve and the treatment you need, saving lives and saving money. No doctor referral needed. Results in just 24 to 48 hours. Plus, a free consultation with a doctor to explain all your results in detail. Don't wait. Take advantage of this special offer and book your full-body MRI at our Cocoville, Rodney Bay, or Castries locations. Call 451-6559 now. La Clinique du Corps. Your health is our priority.
Essie, don't tell me that tire flat again. I just changed that tire.
Wait, what? You just changed that tire?
Well, I bought a used one because you didn't give me enough money.
Oh, I see. Well, you know what? Chivi's Tire Shop only carry brand new quality tires at affordable prices with free installation.
Hey, it seems you're working at Chivi's Tire Shop. How you know all that?
Come on, Brenda. The tire shop down the road from our home in the American Drywall.
Well, you know what, Patrick? Let's go there right now. Take your wallet. Let's go.
Chivi's Tire Shop, located at the American Drywall Building, Vic Buttes. Drive more.
St. Lucia, it's time to celebrate 46 years of independence with a big deal from KFC. Introducing the KFC Independence Big Box, packed with all your favorites for just $46. You get 5 delicious undipped wings with 1 sauce, 1 zinger or big crunch sandwich, 2 pieces of chicken, 2 regular fries, and 2 refreshing 16-ounce sodas. Perfect for sharing or keeping all to yourself because independence is all about choice. But hurry, this big deal is only available from February 1st to February 28th. Get your Independence Big Box today, only at KFC. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Get ready for the all-in Independence Sale at MNC Home Depot in Sunbelt. Enjoy 25% off store-wide on small appliances, housewares, tools, and so much more. Plus, don't miss out on our amazing doorbuster deals from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's the perfect time to save on your favorite brands. But hurry, these deals won't last long. Visit us at MNC Home Depot in Sunbelt, island-wide from February 27th to March 2nd for the all-in Independence Sale event. Terms and conditions may apply. See online or in-store for more details.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. It is called NewsSpin. Time now for a WhatsApp message. It reads, I would like to challenge the police commissioner to pursue to the end any leads that go higher or above the senior police officer who is now in custody because somebody or entity accessed that weapon from him. Go into the white-collar crime, and in so doing, you shall really stand for justice. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. You are on the air.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, good afternoon, Rick.
You know, when politicians speak, you really have to listen very, very carefully, you know, because they almost always sound the same. With your permission, I'd just like to give you a definition of the ordinary meaning of the word frustration. An event or circumstance that causes one to have a feeling of frustration. The prevention of the progress, success, or fulfillment of something. The feeling of being upset or annoyed, especially because of inability to change or achieve something. Now, we had a prime minister, a former prime minister. How many terms did Kenny Anthony have? 3?
As prime minister, 3 terms, yes.
3 terms. And leader of the opposition. And one of our more brilliant sons, etc. Now, if I remember correctly, the frustrations he indicated are all associated with the public service.
Yes.
Would I be correct in?
Absolutely correct, yes.
Absolutely correct. And who is head of the public service?
Currently, Dr. Virginia Albert Poyot.
No, but the Prime Minister is in charge of everything. The buck stops at his desk.
Yes, it does.
And if he is going to complain how many years since he came into office, 97, of what use is it to tell a totally frustrated, you know what we're frustrated with? We're frustrated with almost every morning somebody is reported shot dead. We are frustrated by the fact that the worst crimes committed in this country are likely to go unpunished without even an arrest. We are frustrated by the time it takes to get a passport, a birth certificate. You name the service in St. Lucia, you can almost say it's impossible to go and get it in even a day or 2, Little St. Lucia. Yet we have a massive public service. The public service is just given back pay, rewarded as it were for their laziness or incompetence. And if a prime minister is complaining about frustration,
a former prime minister,
is that an indication of what the ordinary guy goes through every day in terms of frustration?
It's not even an indication, because you can't really measure what the ordinary guy is going through.
Exactly. Well, that's a measure. That's a measure of a kind. But you know, what is the ordinary guy supposed to do? Feel sorry that the man who was elected so many times to get a functioning public service, a functioning system, functioning service to the people, that he is telling you he's frustrated, which means he has done nothing about all those years about doing away with those frustrations. But we all know why, Tim. Prime Minister after Prime Minister after Prime Minister encounters the same problems. I was talking to a leading member of government recently, and he pointed out to me correctly that the other islands have the same problems with the gangs and the shootings or whatever. And I suggested to him, perhaps that is because they all attack the disease with the same failed medicine. Kenny Anthony himself did a speech a couple of years ago, explaining that all the different administrations had done their best to sort out crime and failed, and that we should look back. Who has looked back, Tim? In all the years from Compton to now, what have you heard that is new regarding fighting crime? We've had all kinds of documents written for us, paid for by the UN and World Bank and so on, about what causes rage in young people, what causes, and young people of the Caribbean and St. Lucia, by the way, particularly, what causes the rage, what causes the lack of trust in our politicians, why young people have no respect for the various institutions. It's all there, Tim, and what to do. We have had inquiries into the police force. We've had the Boom Cooper report. We've had the Hudson Phillip report. We've had report after report. We've had Ramsey inquiries. We've had all of those things. When the inquiries submit a report and recommend that the DPP take a look at it, the DPP either never get that report or dare not say anything after the report because we know how the system works. He's not independent. Look at the mockery that's going on right now with our present DPP. The police chief, if I remember correctly, basically called him a liar. Am I right?
Yeah.
On some very important issues. We had an announcement of some months ago where the chief of police, the acting chief of police, told us there was going to be a reopening of a particular case of murder, which had been spoken of by the DPP. Nada. So, if no effort is made to alleviate these causes of frustration, why would those things just disappear just like that, Tim? Why? And the people just sit there and fight one another. My God. The guy said the same thing. I don't want to say it's just Kenny, Guy said the same thing. Politician after politician, they just wallow in the mediocrity and in the process make the mediocrity worse than the previous year. Every time we have a new government situation and nothing is done about the things that bothers us, the mediocrities and the frustrations don't get weaker, Tim. They get bigger. And when people get used to living like animals, because that's what we are reducing our country to. We are forcing our people to live, think, and act like animals. Those murders, the horrendous murders we are having here, on your show, I think it was in your show or somewhere else, I heard it, that things and we never had those kind of killings before. But we have to. All we've had is a donkey that weighed 10 years ago 5 pounds, and that same donkey is now weighing 200 pounds. Still the same donkey,
Absolutely.
Time of its own doesn't make things better. Time makes things worse. When a thing is neglected, depending on the amount of time it's neglected, it gets worse, and sometimes to the point of no return. We have to throw baby and bathwater away. The politicians have caused every problem we have in this country. whether it's UWP or whether it's Labour. They have caused it. The people who follow them blindly, or people who say, for example, I saw something on your chat room, Rick Wayne, I think it's the famous Mr. Thomas. Very funny Mr. Thomas, giving him a plug. Who said Rick Wayne got coupe, you know what I mean, cutting both sides. But I don't know if he meant it as a compliment, but it is a compliment, isn't it?
It is supposed to be.
I cannot say, Tim, I've been back in this country something like 40-something years at least. I cannot say, well, let me put it another way. A particular politician was telling me, St. Lucia is wonderful, St. Lucia is a fantastic destination, and it's in demand and so on. If I were going to tell somebody St. Lucia is great, Tim, I would want to tell them that there are jobs, that we have a pretty good employment rate, that people get a certain amount of money, that there's no such thing as the poorest of the poor on a little island. That's what I would call wonderful. And if we don't have it, I would like to see every effort being made to achieve it. Are we seeing any? We are being told.
And we should be in a position to say that St. Lucia is relatively a safe place.
Say that again?
And we're supposed to be in a position to say that St. Lucia is relatively a safe place. Now, even when politicians tell you that St. Lucia is relatively a safe place, we know that they themselves don't even mean it, you know.
Well, if a politician were to tell me it's a relatively safe place, I would ask him if he's comparing it to Afghanistan. Because St. Lucia is supposed to be a safe place, and we all know what we mean by safe. It doesn't mean things don't happen.
Right.
But when they start doing things like relatively, he's comparing it to somewhere else.
Exactly.
You see? He's comparing it to somewhere else much worse. Much worse. Never the better place. Much worse. All the problems we have here today, Tim, we've had a long time. A long time. Do you know that before Kenny Anthony spoke of the crime, the facilitators of crime being the police, being businessmen, and do you know somebody else said that?
Who would that be?
I don't choose to mention it right now at this point.
Okay.
With good reason. I don't choose to answer it right now. But I'll tell you, it's the statement, a similar statement, was made 7 or 8 years ago. Only this particular statement it did not mention the politician. It said people responsible who are promoting crime in this country are businessmen and police officers. We will be hearing more about that. We'll be hearing more about that, Tim. Finally, that idea Kenny Anthony came up with in the House, the last House meeting, if I understood him correctly, I must always say that, where he's suggesting that the discretion should be taken away from judges in terms of sentencing. You heard him say that?
Yes, I heard that statement.
You know we've been there before?
We have.
And just thrown out of court? And you know the reasons? Because people who come before the courts have particular, evaluations. When it comes to sentencing, you send people for evaluation and circumstances differ. So the judges must have their discretion as to how sentencing. But we've been there already. He also talked, if I remember again, hinted at bringing back capital punishment. If I remember correctly, he certainly hinted at it. But Tim, when a politician talks like that, and he knows very well he dare not do it anyway, because there are repercussions that we can't handle. Yeah, and I don't have to go into details on that. It's a sign that they have failed in ameliorating crime in their own constituencies, in their own country.
So what they're doing, they're looking for quick fixes or the easy way out.
No, it's worse than that. They want to satisfy emotional people. Panyo, you remember before at the time of the ORC, etc., you were inundated with callers. The police, just Panyo.
I remember that.
Once the police arrest them, I'll never forget, they shouldn't try them or put them at Morderly.
Yeah.
Once the police arrest them, put them in vats of acid, we are so flippin' imaginative when it comes to evil. Grab them and put them in vats. And now we hear the facts. We've been given reports of what was really going on. Kenny Anthony told us the police were behind most of the crimes themselves. Kenny Anthony said from his report that they planted guns. Kenny, from his report, said the crime scenes were fake. So we're busy telling the police, when you arrest those guys, don't take them to trial, don't take them bodily, put them in vat stuffing. Meanwhile, it's the police killing the people. There's going to be a lot more to be heard of that because I think the body has been resurrected. But I just wanted to make the point. We have to listen to politicians when they use words. And they must be, nowadays they don't open themselves up to press conferences. They don't. And there's a reason for that. They don't want to be examined by people with thinking minds. Thank you very much, Tim.
Thank you so much, Rick. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. Still to come, some of your calls, your WhatsApp messages, your discussions, and some comments will be extracted from the chat room.
St. Lucia, the moment you've been waiting for is almost here. Join the United Workers' Party for an electrifying national public meeting happening this Sunday, March 2nd, 2025 from 6 p.m. at Level Grounds in Lackey, Dennery. It's going to be a night of energy, passion, and big announcements that will shape the future of our nation. We have not one, not two, but 5 exciting announcements lined up just for you. This is your chance to hear from the leaders who will shape our future. Be part of the positive change. Stand up for a better St. Lucia. The United Workers' Party is ready to lead the way, and we want you with us. Bring your family, bring your friends, wear something yellow. See you on Sunday.
Bravo on High Street in Castries is having a massive clearance sale. Prices have been slashed by so much, it's ridiculous. We're talking 30 to 60% off on electrical and plumbing from now until stocks last. Yes, that means you. Whether it's a do-it-yourself fixer-upper or a full household project, come in and save big with Bravo. There's never been a better time to come down to Bravo for savings on electrical and plumbing. See you there. Sale on until stocks last. We're located next to the courthouse and electoral office.
Lucia is transforming how you move. With our new electric vehicle charging stations, getting a quick and reliable charge is easier than ever. From Rodney Bay to Dennery, Vieux-Fort and Soufriere, we've got you covered. Our cutting-edge network offers both fast and standard charging options. Convenient, efficient, and always ready when you are. Just download the Flash Charge app from Google Play or the Apple App Store, and with a few simple taps, you can set up an account and link it to a credit card. Find a station or scan the QR code to start charging in seconds. Lucia is powering your journey and driving us toward a cleaner, greener future. Charge ahead with Lucilex EV stations. Lucia electric vehicle chargers, powering progress, energizing the future.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
St. Lucia, it's time to celebrate 46 years of independence with a big deal from KFC. Introducing the KFC Independence Big Box, packed with all your favorites for just $46. You get 5 delicious and-dipped wings with 1 sauce, 1 zinger or big crunch sandwich, 2 pieces of chicken, 2 regular fries, and 2 refreshing 16-ounce sodas. Perfect for sharing or keeping all to yourself, because independence is all about choice. But hurry, this big deal is only available from February 1st to February 28th. Get your Independence Big Box today, only at KFC. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Are you tired of going from doctor to doctor, spending time and money, yet still not getting the answers you need? Now, at La Clinique du Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence, we bring you the latest in medical technology, our state-of-the-art radiation-free full-body MRI. With unmatched accuracy, we can detect illnesses early, giving you the answers you deserve and the treatment you need, saving lives and saving money. No doctor referral needed. Results in just 24 to 48 hours. Plus, a free consultation with a doctor to explain all your results in detail. Don't wait. Take advantage of this special offer and book your full body MRI at our Cocoville, Rodney Bay, or Castries locations. Call 451-6559 now. La Clinique du Corps. Your health is our priority.
Watch this view here. If you missed it, yeah, itchy nose.
The St. Lucia National Cricket Association Prime Minister's Cup is back. It's going down at 4 venues: PI, Philip Masler Grounds, Groseley, and Mindu Philip Park. Games will be played both day and night. Will the champions Groseley defend their title, or will we see a newly crowned champion this year? Teams taking part: last year's champion Groseley, runners-up Central Castries, South Castries, Babano, Monrepo, Mikud, Soufre, Viewfort North, Viewfort South, Denry, Choiseul, Babia Valley, and Deriso. This tournament bowls off on February 18th with defending champions Groseley coming up against Babano at 7 p.m. on the Groseley playing field. Games will be played from 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 7 p.m. Come out and support your favorite team. It's the St. Lucia National Cricket Association Prime Minister's Cup, coming to a venue near you. Who's gonna emerge champions this year?
Get ready for the all-in independence sale at MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt. Enjoy 25% off store-wide on small appliances, housewares, tools, and so much more. Plus, don't miss out on our amazing doorbuster deals from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's the perfect time to save on your favorite brands. But hurry, these deals won't last long. Visit us at MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt, island-wide from February 27th to March 2nd for the all-in independence sale event. Terms and conditions may apply. See online or in-store for more.
The best of the best from the Caribbean are coming to St. Lucia for the AMBC Caribbean Boxing Championships. February 28th to March 2nd. Come see the region's finest youth, amateur, and elite boxers in action at the Boseju Indoor Facility under the theme Stronger Together. 8 countries, over 100 boxers, punches in bunches. Who will reign supreme? Come support Team St. Lucia at the AMBC Caribbean Boxing Championships from February 28th to March 2nd at the Boseju Indoor Facility from 7 p.m. nightly. Admission only $20. This event is sponsored by the National Lotteries Authority, Ministry of Youth Development and Sport, and the Government of St. Lucia. This one will be a knockout.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. Time now for our NewsSpin question of the day. The NewsSpin question of the day reads: why the SLP government failed to occupy spaces in the Orange Grove Plaza? Why the SLP government failed to occupy spaces in the Orange Grove Plaza? This was recently addressed by the leader of the parliamentary opposition, Alan Chesney.
This was a responsible, forward-thinking investment that prioritized long-term savings for the people of St. Lucia. Savings that could have been used to improve healthcare, fight crime, fix roads, and ease the cost of living. Instead, the SLP administration has abandoned the agreement, leaving the space vacant and unused for the last 3 years, while at the same time paying an exorbitant rent to their financiers at rates between $7 and $12 per square foot. We've even heard that the halls of justice was supposed to go as high as $16 a square foot. They've wasted $12 million over the last 3 years for a space that they have refused to move into.
The leader of the parliamentary opposition speaking this week during a press conference of his UWP. Turn our attention now to the chat room. Let's find what's happening there. Good afternoon to you again, Amanda.
A few comments from earlier in the chat room. Someone says here, we need an update from the police commissioner on the 2 officers who were disciplined, one transferred and the other sent on leave. Another comment, Dr. Kenny Anthony, that's why the citizenry of St. Lucia elects a government whom they think will be of help to ease a little of their frustration, but government after government has failed the people of St. Lucia by adding to our frustration and easing on theirs. So in other words, we are electing politicians into government so they can frustrate us and enjoy watching us being frustrated while they're sipping on champagne at our expense. Another comment, you were PM for 15 years and you're talking such rubbish. Let another person complain, not you. Commentary reads, the people of Beaufort should show their frustration in you after all, Kenny. Someone says here in the chat room, if what the members of the opposition are saying is true, why don't they seek having the members of the current administration face the criminal court, even if they have to go to the international agencies to have it done? Another comment, we need to wake up, forget marching and placards. What we really need is civil unrest. Personally, I'm more than ready to riot. The party just needs to raise the battle cry. Another comment reads, when you enter the political arena riding on your white horse is probably what has you frustrated now. Someone says Eric Kadier dismantled the public service, so he is now suffering the consequences of his actions. Commentary reads, the DPP is non-existent, as is the special prosecutor, all of whom are paid by the taxpayers' dollars. Make it make sense. Another comment in the chat room, someone says, I want to know where in St. Lucia that is safe. My family leave home on a morning. I have to be locking myself in my home like a prisoner. Nowhere is safe anymore in this country.
All right, let me go through a WhatsApp message in the meantime. It says that I'm happy for the recovery of this high-powered firearm, but if memory serves me right, there was one missing at Bordiley Correctional Facility. What is the latest on that one? And let me see if I could go through another WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, Tim Weed, a parent of the CCNR government preschool, asking the minister, Dr. Hilaire, to finish the tile work at the preschool because the teacher has to cover the broken tile with mat. Ask a concerned mother, I need protection and safety for our children at the high school. And somebody says Ministry of the General Post Office need to reassign the employees starting from the top. And let's take a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello, good afternoon to you. Hello.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Yeah, good afternoon. Tim, you know something, the Labour Party is a very, very shrewd political operation. There are so many things of importance to speak about in St. Lucia, yet still, I think everybody has gone about speaking about what happened in the House yesterday. And nobody should be surprised about what happened in the House because it's been happening since day one with all the antics of the Speaker. But Tim, I wanted to talk about gas prices in St. Lucia because it seems that we have got used to it in St. Lucia and nobody seems to be complaining about gas anymore. Our price of a gallon of gas, Tim, is in St. Lucia today is $16.50 at the pumps. And it makes me wonder, I know that every 3 weeks or so, the Ministry of Commerce publicizes the new price for gas product, petroleum products, right? Is it every 3 weeks, sorry?
Every 3 weeks.
Every 2 weeks?
Every 3 weeks.
Okay, thank you, Tim. 3 weeks, yes, thank you. And Tim, our pricing mechanism is supposedly determined by the price on the international market.
Yeah.
So if the price goes up on a particular date, when we purchase gas, then that price increases passed on to the consumer, and if it goes down, vice versa. But Tim, remember, our gas prices went up as high as $17.95. And I did a little research. So on June the 6th, 2022, the price of gas went up to $119, petroleum crude oil, $119.02 per barrel. That was the highest price in the last 4 years. And it was just shortly around that time, just after that time, that the price of gas went up to $17.95. If we go back to today, Tim, the price of petroleum, crude oil on the international market is about $74. Actually just increased by about a couple dollars. Tim, that's 62.18, $62%, less than it was in June the 6th. So when the price of gas was $17.95 and today's price of $16.50, the price at $74 per barrel, the 62% difference. So the price of petroleum has gone down by 38%. 38%, Tim. Keep that number in mind. But the price of our gas at the pumps has only gone down by 8%, Tim. There is a 40% difference in that equation. So somebody's doing the mathematics wrong, or somebody's cheating us, Tim. Because if the government is supposed to pass on the savings, then our price should be 38% lower than $17.95. Because that's the savings that the government is realizing by buying the gas on the international market. Tim, has the government announced that it is no longer using the pass-through pricing mechanism to determine the price of petroleum products?
Because every time there is an announcement coming from the Ministry of Commerce, reference is being made to the mechanism that is being utilized to determine the price of those products. And it's the pass-through mechanism.
And so, Tim, with that sort of leadership, when this government got into office, one of the first acts in government was to expunge the transgressions or the violations, the charges, and the convictions of people who had violated the COVID Protection Act of 2021. Tim, that move sent the wrong message to people who wanted to cheat the system, people who wanted to commit crimes. It told St. Lucians very loudly that this government was going to be weak on criminal activity. And the reason why the government did so, because in my mind, Tim, if somebody at a gas pump in St. Lucia were ripping off people by 2 cents per gallon, and that person was caught, St. Lucia would have been in an uproar against that gas station owner. Our national gas station owner, our government, is ripping us off by 30% on the price of gas. And we're kind of, some of us are bamboozled about the crime happening in this country when our own government is doing this to us and making it pass as if, that it's nothing. I remember the Prime Minister saying many months ago that one of the reasons why he had to keep the price of gas artificially high is because he had not yet collected the budgeted amount that he needed to collect from excise tax. Tim, in 2023, our social and economic review actually told us that the Prime Minister was telling a lie. Because the government actually collected $34 million more than budgeted in excise tax. And that amount of money, that $34 million in extra dollars, was principally because of the rate of the artificially high price of petroleum products. Tim, when gas is high, when fuel is high, the price of production is high. The price of transportation is high. The cost of everything goes up. It introduces inflation into the market. Hence the reason why over the past 3.5 years, inflation has been pegged an average of 4.5% in St. Lucia. So when the government comes out and makes these awards of 2%, 2%, 2%, it is half of the rate of inflation, less than half of the rate of inflation. Yet the government continues to rip us off. And now we are seeing why our monies that are unaccounted for our passport sales, thousands of millions of dollars, we are seeing that if we were accounting properly for those monies, we would have been able to have a much better economy, an economy which would be able to trickle down to most people. Because although some people don't buy gas at the pump, they pay the increased price in bus fares, increased electricity at home, increased price in groceries and everything else, Tim. And Tim, I am very ashamed of the government, and I believe that St. Lucians should be calling on the government to either explain why the price of gas is so high, or to make a change to the gas prices, or that should be reason why we should seriously consider changing this cheating government. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much for calling, sir. WhatsApp message reads, it's rather shocking to know that the Castries Comprehensive Secondary School has no school today due to no water despite WASCO giving sufficient notice. Children were making their way home this morning after being told that there was no school. Another WhatsApp message, Tim, where is Jean-Marie when fuel prices are so high? When Prime Minister Chasney was at the helm of the government, they put pressure and now not a word. Where is Peter Alexander, the leader of One? Not a word. Where is Christopher Hunt? These contributed in putting down the Chasney government. What a shame. These guys drink Mumu tablets. Finally from us, our NewsSpin news of the day. The NewsSpin news of the day reads, Canada races to revive Commonwealth ties with its U.S. relationship on shaky ground. Canada races to revive Commonwealth ties with its U.S. relationship on shaky ground. That's the broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. My name is Timothy Poleon. Good afternoon.